Woke up this morning, all the roads are closed, all the passes are closed. So we stranded probably for another day and a half. Who knows? The authorities are busy trying to clear the roads, but the conditions are a little bit overpowering with the snow coming, and there's more snowfall predicted. So we're going to wait it out and spend an extra evening in this lovely weather.
Well, talk to me about where it is that you're stuck exactly. So is it on the road? Are you able to find accommodation? Because as you can imagine, there'd be a lot of people who are possibly dealing with the same challenge.
Correct. We're very lucky. We're staying at Rhodes Hotel. There are a lot of people stranded and stuck. We were very fortunate that we got to Rhodes Hotel, and we'll be staying there overnighting again and assessing the situation tomorrow, and then attempting to get out the Highlands and back to East London where we come from.
Yeah. How would you describe the road?
Yeah, Naledi, there's no point in even attempting to ride on the roads. There's a lot of snow. There's a heavy snowfall. The temperatures are dropped below freezing. So therefore, when the snow starts melting, we have an ice situation, and it's just going to become dangerous. As we're talking right now, the snow's starting to fall again. They're predicting more snow this evening and tomorrow. So I don't suggest to any travellers wanting to travel in the Eastern Cape right now, in the Dordrecht area, Berkeley East area, Elliot, I would stay put and not attempt to go on the roads.
Well, on the other side of those weather warnings, and poor people are really enjoying themselves. You're now seeing the Murray family that have come here with their 6-year-old daughter, and they're playing with the snow. They were telling us earlier on that, they brought their daughter here because they wanted her to experience how it feels to be in the snow. And they're also telling us that this is quite monumental to them. We do understand that this is one of the roads. In fact, we are in Panhoek Pass, that is outside Komani, on the N6 towards Malitswai. And this road is one of the roads that are closed. As you can see, the road is quite wet, filled with snow. There is quite a lot of law enforcement visibility that are trying so hard to ensure that people are safe. We understand that there is a bridge just behind us, a couple of meters away, I think 5 kilometers away. It's Kimber Bridge, wherein motorists or vehicles are overturned or rerouted to another route as to avoid them coming to this particular area, ensuring that they are safe during this time. But to speak to us to get to hear from the Murray family as to why they're here, I think in fact we were given the permission to speak to this 6-year-old daughter about how she feels being here, because I think she's the star of this particular moment. Hey, Murray, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good too, thanks. How are you feeling being here? What sense do you make of the snow?
A snowman.
And you like it?
Yes.
How old are you now?
6.
And you came here to celebrate your birthday as well?
Yes.
All right. This is their 6-year-old girl who just turned 6 years old yesterday, and they're saying that they brought her here so that she can experience the snow. Sir, thank you very much for your time. Eddie Murray, please speak to us about bringing this lady here, but also you are one of the citizens that live around this area. You experience this quite a lot. Speak to us about your experience with the snow in this area.
Look, yeah, every year we're lucky to have snow. So we're moving around. From time to time it's down to Berkeley East side. Other times it's this side, yeah. And we're bringing all the time the kids here to come and play. Yeah. That's something that you experience maybe once in your lifetime. But we're lucky to stay around here and we can come this side and enjoy the snow.
Also on the sidelines of that is a possibility of quite a cold that you expected to experience now, but also when the snow dissolves. Speak to us about that. How are you keeping safe?
Look, when we travel this side, we stop when it gets dangerous, and then we walk if it's necessary. But yeah, we try to keep ourselves safe. And whenever we stop next to the road to make sure, there's lots of people that running at high speed up and down, and make sure that we're not in the road.
Yeah. We speak to also Tamara Murray. Ma'am, speak to us about you bringing your daughter here. You were telling us earlier on that this is quite big for you and your family.
Definitely. We also come from the Eastern Cape, from Cradock, and we've never seen snow before. So being around an area that snows is genuinely something that is amazing. So this will be so memorable for her taking it when she goes and gets bigger, but definitely it means a lot of layer of clothes.
All right, thank you very much, guys, and I hope you enjoy and keep safe during this cold time here. My hands are freezing. That was the Murray family that we were speaking to. We saw them on the side of the road here on the N6. They were enjoying themselves like they're doing right now, and I can tell you, a couple of other families are doing the same. I'm going to ask my colleague Akobila to show you their car. They actually stacked up some snow on their car, and they were showing us that, the reason they did this is to make sure that they also make their car as beautiful, just like they would have done a snowman in this particular area. That is what is happening here right now. We're going to be also speaking, I beg your pardon, we're going to be also looking around some of those areas wherein motorists have been stopped. When we were speaking to the Department of Transport in the province, they said that, a lot of other areas parallel or rather close to where we are right now are experiencing this snow, and they've also chose to the Krisani District Municipality as well as Alfred Nzo, and this is currently right now I'm standing on the R56 towards Molteno and Dordrecht. The road that you're looking at just behind me is the N6 that's connecting James Galata town as well as Komani. This is the route that has been closed for traffic. If you were looking just behind me, there are barricades, yellow barricades that are redirecting traffic to avoid going through the Panhoek Pass, which has been closed for quite a number of hours today. It's one of the 5 mountain passes that have been closed in the Eastern Cape. Well, the condition here has been the same for the duration of the time that we've been here. We arrived here at around 12 o'clock, and since then it's been hailing, just as you can see right now. And we were speaking to some of the people who had come here to enjoy the snow with their families, telling us, some of them coming from as far as Pakistan, who are foreign nationals who have been living here in Komani for quite some time now, telling us that every time when it is this time of the season, they always make sure that they come to this area of Komani as well as James Galata town to enjoy the snow. And also speaking to other people who reside in this particular area, who are telling us that they've been enjoying the snow for quite some time, and also for them it's not just a weather condition, but it's a very memorable time that they get to enjoy with their families. Also telling us that sometimes it gets extremely hectic, that they have to practice caution, and they're saying that they're following the restrictions and the cautious messages that are being sent by the Department of Transport, as well as disaster management, that people should exercise caution when they're driving on the road. In fact, the road surface on the N6 towards Panhoek Pass is covered in snow, and as we were driving past that road, it was quite slippery. We had to drive at about 50 kilometers per hour just to try and access this area here. But now we're standing on a route that is rerouting towards Komani, which is identified as one of the safer, and maybe other reports on the inclement weather conditions in the province. To speak to Department of Transport spokesperson Unati Pingwasaputi. Thank you very much for your time. Just give us an update how things are looking in the Eastern Cape, and maybe what are some of the measures do you have in place to mitigate any disruptions and danger of lives?
It's not looking good at all. As I'm talking to you now, there are 3 mountain passes that are closed across the Eastern Cape. One is the R58 between Buckley East, now called Ekepini, snow, as well as Elliot. There is a serious snowfall there that has forced the closure of the road. Another road that is closed is the N6, one of our major arteries, the Panhoek Pass between Komani and James Galata, formerly Jamestown, as well as the Busman Hoek Pass between Stekstrom and Molteno. Those mountain passes are currently closed to traffic. But most worryingly is that there are several vehicles that are stuck in those snowfalls, and of course there are people that need to be rescued. So we are working around the clock, working with our colleagues from disaster to try and rescue those people and retrieve those vehicles that are stuck in snow. The least you can do now is to urge road users, motorists in particular, to avoid mountain passes, because we are keeping an eye on other mountain passes as well, as though snowfall has not forced the closure of any roads in those mountain passes, but there is imminent danger. It is for that reason that we are calling on road users, motorists in particular, to please avoid mountain passes at all costs.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. That's a spokesperson for the Department of Transport, Unati Bingwasa, saying that, mountain passes in the province of the Eastern Cape have been closed. One of those being around or on the N6 between Komani and Buckley East, and that's